Welcome back to week 2 of Crocktober. These CrockPot dinners are not only budget friendly, but are super filling and can spread over multiple nights and meals. We're going to start off by making this creamy potatoes and chicken. So to start off, dice up 5 potatoes into even shapes, spray the bottom of your CrockPot, and then add in your potatoes. I'm going to sprinkle over a little bit of ranch seasoning, and then for our chicken, I just had 2 chicken breasts that I just diced up. Add 1 can of cream of chicken and give this a good stir, making sure that everything is evenly combined. Now pour over 1/3 cup of melted butter and add in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Sprinkle in a little bit of onion powder and some more of that ranch seasoning. To add a little bit more flavor, I'm just sprinkling on a little bit of the Dano's spicy seasoning. We're going to add our lid and cook this on high for 5 hours. Now just sprinkle in 1 cup of shredded cheese, mix this together, and then I added the lid on for about 5 more minutes just to make sure that cheese was nice and melted. This is such a simple meal. You could definitely add some more ingredients to make it a little bit more flavorful, but super budget friendly. Next up, we are making this creamy tortellini soup. To start off, I have 1 pound of hot breakfast sausage. I'm using the Jimmy Dean brand. Once this is done cooking, we're just gonna drain off that excess fat and add it to the bottom of our crock pot. Next, add 2 cans of Italian-style diced tomatoes. I'm using the Great Value brand, and then 32 ounces or 4 cups of chicken broth. Once that's added in, we are going to add an entire block of cream cheese that I had just diced up. I'm adding in some onion and garlic powder to give this some more flavor. This came together in less than 10 minutes. It is super simple. Add your lid and cook on low for 4 hours. Once done cooking, we're pouring in 1 cup of frozen tortellini and 1 cup of fresh spinach. Now we are just going to add our lid for an additional 30 minutes until our spinach is wilted and our pasta is cooked. This was so flavorful. I literally ate like 2 bowls of this night. It was so delicious, and it definitely makes enough for leftovers and is great the next day. Next up, we are making taco soup chili something. I'm not exactly sure. I kind of messed up while I was making this, but I'll explain how. I just cooked up 1 pound of ground beef, and while that was cooking, I added in half of a white onion and just stirred this together. I'm going to drain off that excess fat and then add in 1.5 tablespoons of taco seasoning and 8 ounces of water. Let this simmer until it is fully combined. Now to the bottom of our crock pot, we are going to add in our taco mixture, and this is the part where I messed up. So I added 1 can of black beans and 1 can of chili beans, and I should not have drained them. So if you didn't drain them, you would have added the cans in exactly how they were, and then poured in 1 can of Rotel, and then 1 cup of tomato sauce. So obviously mine didn't have a lot of liquid at this point, so I did go ahead and pour in 2 cups of beef broth. But if you hadn't drained your beans, you wouldn't have done the broth. Cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours, and then I just finished mine off with some cheddar cheese and Fritos, like a Frito pie almost. Next up, we are making this roast that my mom made and she raved about, so obviously I had to try it for myself. I just started off with dicing up 3 carrots, and then I'm going to be using 6 red potatoes, so I'm just cutting those in half and then cutting them in half again. And then I have half of a white onion. I'm just dicing up into thick chunks. Now you can definitely add in the veggies that you like. I am actually not a big roast person, so I am just going based off of what my mom added. So I have my carrots, potatoes, and onions. So I am technically using a Pike's Peak roast that I got from my sister, but roast at the store is very inexpensive. It's about $7 a pound, and I know that kind of sounds expensive, but when you spread this meal over a couple of days, or if you have a bigger family, it will definitely feed a crowd. So we are just going to add our veggies and then sprinkle over 1 packet of zesty Italian, and then 1 packet of a low sodium brown gravy, and then add in some ranch seasoning. Pour over 1.5 cups of beef broth, and then we are just going to cook this on low for 8 hours. Once complete, I just went in with 2 forks to kind of shred up the meat. As somebody who doesn't like roast, this recipe is so good. It is buttery and creamy and has so much flavor with such little ingredients. It is super delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed week 2 of Crocktober. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I have 2 more weeks of crockpot recipes coming at ya. I listed a playlist full of crockpot recipes down below, and I'll catch you guys there.